introducing brands that are new to the ULTA family right now. These are available today on ULTA.com. You guys get to check them out. It's part of our new Sparked initiative. It's all about including everybody, diverses, all shades, all colors, making sure that you find what you're looking for that fits you. And I have the pleasure. Oh, one more time for Zoeva. Zoeva is right here behind us, the panel that was right before us. Amazing products. We are going to be introducing the founder of Elcie Cosmetics, Lilit Caradanian is coming. I knew I was gonna butcher it. Caradanian. I got it now.
Good.
You guys know her. You've seen her on Instagram. She is a mogul.
Oh, thank you.
And we're gonna be doing an Elcie makeover for a winner,
Yes.
Clarissa Montez. Clarissa, come on up. Clarissa actually, she's a contest winner, and she won this chance to be up here on the stage through a contest that you had to be able to come here and hang out with us and get a makeover from the one and only Lilit. So I'm going to let you have this seat right here. And this is all about be unique, be you, Elcie Cosmetics. I'm going to hang out with you guys real quick. Lilit, I'm going to let you take it away and tell us what we're going to be doing today.
Okay, so we're going to do what I basically created my brand for, which is just easy to use for consumers. You don't have to work like an artist, but if you use artist tools, you'll be able to do your makeup and enhance your features while still looking like yourself, but you know, the more flawless, a little bit more enhanced versus, I mean, you're already flawless, so this is going to be easy for me. Like, we're cheating right now, but really just being able to create products that are easy for consumers to use and choose what type of products to use for your skin type. So we're just going to go straight into it and do like a simple glam bronzy. Everybody loves that. So that's what
J-Lo vibes.
Yes.
J-Lo vibes. That's what I tell my makeup artists.
This is what J-Lo inspired me to do this.
Oh, what is that?
This is the Glow Enhancer, which is like a dry face oil, and it has like a little bit of shimmer in it, so it makes your skin glow without you looking frosty. And she was my inspo behind
I'm looking at my makeup artist as Christian. Are you paying attention over here? We need that for the kid. Okay, we need that for the kid. So first of all, you entered the contest. Have you ever attended Beautycon before? Did you have any idea what was going to happen to you?
I did not. I've never been to Beautycon, and I honestly didn't know about this challenge. My brother was like, girl, go do it. So that night I just put together a face, and I was like, I hope I win. And I was actually really surprised to find out that I did. So.
Yeah.
Awesome. What I love is because, Lilit, your brand is all about girls feeling good with the products that you use. How do you use your makeup, and what made you decide to create your own line and your own brand? And I'll let you go ahead and start working on her while you explain it to me.
I'm going to prep her skin while I chit-chat with you guys. So the foundations was my inspiration behind starting the line in general. I learned through my clients, through my customers. I work with different...
It's okay.
Of
5-second rule.
Of course I'm going to do that as I start.
5-second rule. It's okay.
But my clients was the reason I got to study different types of skin types, different skin tones, different skin preferences. And I learned that the average consumer is really confused about the amount and overwhelming amount of products that are out in the beauty market. So what I've done with my line is just kind of simplified it all and kept it very, I don't want to call it basic, but it's luxury basic. And being able to, you know, choose a foundation and not worry about whether it's going to be for your skin type. You can build the coverage. It's not going to go into your pores, your fine lines, your wrinkles. I have 12 shades, but they're very, very customized as far as undertones go. So you're not going to have dark shades that are gray or light shades that are pink. And it's just a lot of study has been done under every single one of these foundations. And that's how the Microsilk Foundation was born.
Tell me about self-criticism to self-love and how your brand, your line works with that.
My brand is all about enhancing your features. It's not trying to look like someone else. It's not about an alter ego. It's not about changing who we are with makeup. It's about feeling comfortable in our own skin and being able to look like ourselves, and just like we do in our pictures, in person as well. So you don't look Instagrammable only on Instagram. You look fresh and glowy and beautiful in person as well.
So when Beyonce looks like Beyonce and looks like Sasha Fierce, you notice that she still looks like Sasha and Beyonce. It's the same person. It's not a different person. Am I the only one that Okay, well, that's what I got
Exactly.
from it.
I get you.
You get me, right?
I get
Somebody
you.
gets me. At least I'm entertaining myself. All right, so we're going to get this dewy look. I need that for my,
This
what
is
are
the
you using for
primer.
your prep?
So this is the primer. This is a water-based primer. So again, it goes back to consumers not really knowing what type of skin they have. So they may be using a primer that works for someone else, but it doesn't work for them because they're oily. There's silicone in there and whatnot. So I made a water-based primer that has a nice, natural, beautiful glow, but no frostiness. So again, you're going to look very healthy and fresh without your makeup moving throughout the day, without any silicones that clog your pores or anything like that.
Don't you hate when you do your makeup and it's sliding off like
Ugh.
30 minutes later?
Yeah.
You're like, what did I do wrong?
Yep. That was my pet peeve because I don't have the best skin, and with using different foundations, I was like, oh, I love this, and then 2 hours later, it's like melting
Sliding
on me.
off.
I was like, okay, there's got to be something better than this.
It always ends up on my clothes.
Yep.
So what foundations, how do you go with choosing the right foundation for your clients?
With my clients, you normally want to use your collarbone. Sorry, I got some primer there. You want to use your collarbone as reference and not necessarily your face because, you know, a lot of times we put sunblock on our face. We have makeup on when we go out in the sun, so it's never really matching our body, and our neck really never really sees the sun. So it's about just kind of using this as reference. I mean, I know my colors really well, so I'm going to assume that she's a San. But really being able to find a shade that's close to your skin tone, and then with whether it's light, you want to bronze it up. If it's dark, you want to use a little bit more highlighting. So you want to have balance as far as the type of shade that you're using on your skin. So I'm going to use sand on her, and we're going to blend it down the neck. So I'm going to use my handy dandy velvet sponge, and I think all the VIP members get this in their bag, which is our best-selling sponge that's always sold out. So if you guys get it in your bag, it's going to be really small and dense, but then once you stick it under the sink and dampen it up, it becomes twice the size, and that's the density you want because this is going to give your makeup like that airbrush effect. So I'm going to use the back of it to apply the foundation.
So I use the, I use the Hydra enhancer to wet my sponge. Am I doing the right thing or am I
that's
wrong?
genius. No, that's genius. You're
I'm a genius,
smart.
you guys.
So the Hydra Enhancer is not only a setting spray, it's not only a hydrating spray, it's a setting spray, so it holds your makeup in place. So if you spritz your sponge with it, then it's going to help you apply the foundation and have it last long. So good for you.
Don't steal my tutorial later on. I see what you guys are trying to do. So how do you use the makeup to highlight, the things that we love and focus on those features and not our flaws?
So starts with the foundation. You want to make sure that your foundation looks like skin when you're done applying it. So it's all about layering the coverage. So you don't want to use a heavy foundation if you have good skin. And if you have areas that you want to cover more, just go extra in those areas versus putting on a heavy foundation all over your skin. So it's all about balancing the makeup on the face as well.
Are we still caking our faces, guys? Are we still really trying to beat our faces to death? Or are you guys into the skin look right now? The natural, dewy? Yeah, I got some. Yeah.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of
we
both,
still want
yeah.
the poppy highlighter.
Uh-huh.
We still want the under eyes to be bright and
Right.
fresh and, look like we're awake, but our skin, we still want it to look like skin.
Yeah.
I think, it's about balance, yeah.
I'm kind of glad that's kind of back in style. Because I was chipping away during the days, just skin falling. It's drying my skin out. I just couldn't do it. So what do we have coming up next, Lilit?
I'm sorry?
After foundation?
Okay, so I'm also using it to go over her lids a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Using it as a primer. All my eyeshadows that I've created, all meaning I have two matte eyeshadow palettes. You have the Minimalist, and then we have the Mauve series and the same thing. I've tested all of these with zero primer so that consumers who don't have the time to put on eye primer or don't really use eye primer, you're not going to have a challenging time trying to blend your shadow and having it pack on. So I just kind of use the foundation to kind of clean up the skin and make sure there's no darkness or redness on the lids before we go in there with shadow. But next I'm going to apply the concealer, and we're going to use the shade medium for her. And these are concealers and eye cream in one. So they have cranberry seed oil, they have hyaluronic acid, so it has caffeine, so it's depuffing, anti-aging. It has a metal tip, so it's very cooling underneath the eye. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna squirt it out like that. Put a few dots underneath the eyes.
Clarissa, how does that feel on your eye? Is it cooling?
Yeah, so then you're not pumping anymore, and all you're doing is just massaging this into the skin. And I like to go extra with the highlight. So that's where my balance is. Like, I want my skin to look like skin, but my under eyes, I need it bright, and I need it to look good all day without it creasing. And these do not crease. I don't know if you guys have tried
Very
them before,
important.
but
So, okay, so with concealer, I mean, there's like a fine line between a really nice bright under eye and then you're looking like a raccoon.
or like white, yeah.
Right. So how do you balance and pick out the right concealer? Like, what are your tips when it comes to picking out the right concealer or applying concealer the right way?
No, that's a good question because again, just like we're confused when picking the shade for our foundation, a lot of people are confused picking the shade for their concealer. So yellow, yes, it brightens, but it's not going to brighten if you have dark circles. So it's all about having the right undertone. So you want to go pinky if you're lighter, and then you get peachy and a little bit more warmer, and not necessarily yellow for dark or peach for light. You know, you want to make sure the undertone is correct for your concealer, and then it's a little bit lighter. So with the correct undertone and having it be a little bit bright, it's going to brighten versus using a whiter shade, if that makes sense. So then I just apply it. I let it set for a few seconds, and this goes with any concealer. You just want it to like melt into the skin a little bit, and then I just use the tip of the sponge and I press this into place, just back and forth. And then I'm also going to go over the lids as well. And if you need to brighten your under eyes more, if you like brightening it more, just bake or use like a lighter powder versus going so white underneath the eyes with a concealer. And I just like taking it into a V down the sides of the nose as well. That way, otherwise you're going to have white circles. So you want to bring it all the way down and up so it brightens the center of your face.
I've been doing my concealer all wrong.
Listen, if it matches your skin and you're not brightening, you're just like correcting or covering dark circles, then you can leave it underneath the eyes because the color is not so drastic of a change.
Oh, no, I've just been doing it all wrong.
No.
Yep, I've been doing it all wrong.
I'm sure you're doing great. Okay, I'm also going to contour her skin a little bit using a darker shade, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do golden tan.
So your foundations work as contours as well?
Yeah, so I generally like to use foundation for contouring versus concealer because, again, I want the skin to look like skin. And in general, your concealer is going to be a lot thicker than your foundation is. So if you choose a foundation shade that is a few shades darker than your skin, then you can just kind of warm up the skin and it looks like one with your foundation. And I'm going to use this angle brush. This is also from Elcie. This is F10.
Tell me about these brushes.
Okay, so these brushes are really special, and I know everybody who has brushes says that, but these are, I've been a makeup artist for 15 years, and I'm a big believer in like real hair brushes because I just feel like they blend the best versus synthetic. But because we're trying to go towards a very cruelty-free world right now, I don't want to promote using real hair brushes. So I really wanted synthetic brushes that felt like real hair. So this is a patented bristle that comes from Italy. They actually, it's the closest thing like hair, like real hair, but it is still synthetic. And they're all hand-bound. So they're not cut. They're never going to hurt your skin, hurt your face. They're just placed this way and then tied and bound to the brush. So literally they're gonna last you forever.
I didn't know that when they cut the brushes a certain way, that's what makes it hurt, like
Throughout time,
scratchy.
it starts to, like,
you guys ever had, like you had your favorite brush and all of a sudden you're doing your crease and it feels like you're scratching your eyelid off?
Yeah.
Am I the only one? Yes? Okay.
Nope.
Y'all
Been there,
act
done that.
like I'm not talking the truth about what happens in your bathrooms and your vanities. Thank you. Blue eyeshadow popping back there. I see you. Thank you. Okay. Well, I like that you use your foundation for the contours. What other little tricks can we do when we're applying our makeups? What are some other tricks that you like to do?
I also take the brush and then I like to do quick makeup, so I don't change a million brushes. I just pinch my brush and I contour the nose and I put it in the crease and it looks like contoured eyeshadow. So you can just take that and put it right into the crease of your eyes. And then you can't see any hard lines because if you use a smaller brush, then you're going to have to blend it more because it creates a little bit of like a windshield wiper look. So with a thicker brush, buff it in there. Okay, there we go. You just kind of buff it in there, and it gives your eyes like a natural glowy contoured look. And then I'm just going to pinch it and take it down the sides of her nose. You can look that way a little bit, and I'll just come around. And then I don't like to contour with a shade too dark or highlight a shade too light. I feel like you can always build up with powders. So you want to keep your contours and your highlights as natural as possible to your skin tone. And then we're just going to blend down the neck a little bit. And then I just use my sponge. The back of it has the foundation that we applied on her skin, and I just kind of blend everything together, again, to not see any like harsh lines or anything. And then I use the tip of it that has the concealer to blend this back into that contour.
So pretty.
We're almost done with the skin. We're just going to set it in, and I'm going to use my translucent powder in light medium. This comes in 3 categories.
Please break down setting powders. Some people just, yeah.
Some people skip it, and you can if you have super dry skin, and depending on the concealer or the foundation that you use, if it's self-setting, great. But this powder, it just not only like sets your concealer in place or your makeup in place, it just blurs away all the pores. And I'm very porous around my nose, okay? So I'm my best guinea pig when it comes to this. And I tested this powder a million times. It really just locks your makeup in place, and everything looks so smooth. As soon as I started applying this while I was testing it, people would always ask me, oh my God, what foundation are you using? And it was just like, I've been using the same thing forever. It was the powder that changed. So I realized that it's doing something to my skin, and that's when I locked in.
Did y'all see how that applied? Did y'all see that? That's awesome. I'm giving
Which
you
part? My hand?
No, what you just did with the setting powder. Is there such a thing as too much baking, like too much powder underneath the eye?
It depends, yeah. If you have dry under eyes, and you shouldn't be baking anyway. So what I like to do is use a damp sponge. That way it doesn't go on dry. It actually helps soak into your skin. And then I put the powder in the palm of my hand. And then I just use the sponge, and I almost like soak the powder in here so it doesn't leave like a powdery texture. And then I like literally massage it into the skin.
But I see videos online, I'm not going to call any tutorial out, where they pack underneath the eye and they put like the whole bottle underneath the eye and on the side of the cheeks. And so that's incorrect.
So there's a difference between like Instagram makeup and real life makeup. She's done. She's done.
No. Okay, tell me more.
You know, honestly, when I am doing a tutorial, even for myself, I'm always going extra when I'm trying to take a photo for Instagram. But when I'm going out to an event, this is as dramatic as my makeup gets. The more powder you pack on underneath your eyes, the longer you leave it on. Obviously, the whiter it's going to get, the brighter it's going to get. And if you're dry, the cakier it's going to get. So you just have to be careful. It's all about layering. No matter what it is, whether it's eyeshadows, eyebrows, skin, foundation, it's all about layering the powder to get the brightness that you want versus just caking it on, because that's just going to look like a lot of powder underneath your eyes.
I was just telling my makeup artist that we need the setting powder also.
I got you, girl.
I'm just going to go ahead and start stealing stuff off of this.
I know someone who could hook you up.
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay.
I'm also going to take a little bit of that powder, again, in the palm of my hand. We're just going to press it in the T-zone area, right over here. And then what I'll also do is I'll take the tip of the sponge, and I'll make a line right down the nose. This is like a must for me. You have the cutest nose anyway, but like it just kind of makes it look even more, perfect. All right.
I love it.
Setting powder. Okay, so this is one of my newest launches, is the pressed setting powders, and people are always confused, like, what is the difference between this powder and this powder? So this one's technically translucent. It's not giving you color. It's just helping you set your makeup in place. And then you have a powder like this that has a little bit of color in it. So not only it's helping you set your makeup in place, it's actually giving your skin some dimension. Because if I just took this translucent powder, as translucent as any translucent is, at some point it does kind of give you like this washed out film. So you want to use a colored powder to be able to set the rest of your skin in so it looks like skin again and it doesn't look powdery. So I just take a big brush and I blend this all together. And this powder also has like the slightest sheen in there, so it's not matte. It's not gonna make you look dry, but it's not luminous either. So it locks your makeup in, but it still has a nice, beautiful glow where your skin looks like skin. And I just kind of take this in all the areas I haven't baked. Again, pinching my brush, because I'm just a lazy makeup artist like that. And we just go side to side. I don't know, those of you who don't know me, I've been doing makeup for 15 years. Bridal makeup to be specific, and I had an hour to do everyone's makeup. So it was literally like, so nobody had time to like change a million brushes or clean that many in between.
Right.
So.
Tell us a little bit about your journey, how you went from makeup artist to cosmetic line to brand owner, this journey.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it all happened together. I feel like 15 years, like I stopped doing makeup about 2 years ago since the brand got busy. I'm just going to apply some bronzer in the meantime. This is medium. But for me, the 15 years that I did makeup just kind of like flew by. Like it's what I did as like a side gig for the longest time because I was in finance, I was going to school, getting my master's in business. I wasn't thinking that beauty is a career. And this was 2007 or something. Until like makeup got so busy for me, and then I was like so passionate about it. I was like, okay, I'm spending more time doing makeup than I'm doing anything. And so I started teaching makeup. I had requests, so I want to learn how to do makeup like you. So I was like, okay. So I started doing like one-day seminars, and then the one-day seminars ended up being like 3-day courses, and then I opened a school at my studio, and then I started teaching makeup. And then with my customers, with my students, it was always like their number one thing was it's not the application, it was like confusion about products. They were putting like HD powder all over the face, or putting a silicone-based primer on someone who's oily, and I realized the confusion with students and consumers and customers was products, and that kind of inspired me to create my own line to make it easier for consumers who are not makeup artists to be able to do makeup like a pro. And if you are a makeup artist, these are all the tools you're gonna need. So it's for everyone from like makeup lovers to moms to makeup artists. So I just applied bronzer, like a contouring motion, and then I'm just dusting off any excess powder.
I love how natural it looks. It doesn't look like you have a lot
layered
of
and layered,
on.
but
Yeah. How does it feel on your face?
It feels very light.
It feels light?
Feels like weight.
I have a lot on at all.
Yeah.
Good.
Looks really good.
That's good. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the eyes. This is the Minimalist eyeshadow palette. Again, very universal, very, very buildable. What I'm going to do is take this light translucent color. I'm just going to apply it in the brow bone. And this is going to help my crease shadow blend really nicely. And then we're going to use this shade called Tone Up. And even all the products are very educational. So even if you read the names of the colors, Tone Up, Warmth, In-Depth, Smoke Out, all the colors are very descriptive. So it helps you like apply your makeup on. So I'm just going to take a little bit of Tone Up. And we're going to apply this in the crease. Just like how you would your transitional shade. But you want to start off very light. And I'm just using a fluffy brush. You can also do this with your bronzer. Same concept. And then I'm also going to take a little bit of that in the corners of the eyes. And with the Minimalist, you have very, very little fallout. Normally, if I'm going to do like a super dramatic eye, I will do the eyes first. But with the Minimalist, you're going to be good to go.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to warm it up using Warmth. We're going to do the same thing, just applying it in the crease.
What's your tip on if you have fallout from your eyeshadow falls onto your...
So the most important thing is always tapping out your brush. If you don't tap out your brush, whatever is falling out here is going to fall out on the face. So just tap out your brush, and if you've already powdered your under eyes, then you can brush it off, and it's not going to like stick to your skin.
Hear that?
So I'm just warming up the corners of the eyes and then pushing it into the crease. And depending on how light or dark your skin is, the more you layer this, okay, I'm going to have to talk really loud. So the darker you are, the more you can layer this product, and the lighter you are, you want to use a light hand with it and only go one layer based on your skin color. So we're just going to do that. And then now I'm going to take a flatter brush, and I'm going to go into In-Depth, which is the brownie one right here. Tap it out. And we're just going to warm up the corners of the eyes once again. And I feel like we're either like the brown girl or the pink girl. I'm like the brown girl. I love everything warm, maybe because of my skin tone or whatnot. But everyone has a preference. So we have this same palette in like the mauves version, depending on your preference. Or if you're a makeup lover, then you can use both. I'm gonna go back into my brush, dip back into warmth. Warmth is always gonna help you blend out darker shades without looking ashy, and that's why that shade is in there. It's really important.
What's your secret to blending, to like really blending eyeshadows right?
Layering. So you want to start from the lightest, go into the darkest. Even if you're going to do a black smoky eye, you want to start with your transitional colors before you get into smoky eye, because otherwise it can get really dark really quickly. You're going to have a hard time blending it out, and it's going to end up looking ashy. So not that ashy is bad, depending on what your preference is. If you're doing like a gray smoky eye, you know, it's a trend. If you like that look, then it's okay. But other than that,
Ain't nobody trying to look ashy out here.
I don't know. I'm just saying, some people like it can go that route.
Nobody's trying to look ashy.
But normally, the warmer tones, you want to use, the warmer tones are going to bring the balance back. Just like we contour our face, we contour our eyes. So it all connects, and it looks like you again, it looks like skin again, and not so much like makeup. So I'm going to use the Topaz shade. This is our jewels. We have 3 in the gold family and 3 in the Moss family to complement both minimalist palettes. This is the medium one. We have a lighter one for lighter skin, and then we have a darker one for darker skin. Or you can use this one, which is like my favorite one. This is Topaz. You're just going to use your finger. And again, these are meant to be used. You can use a finger or a brush, but they're just very easy to use. You don't need to wet your brush. You don't need a base. You literally just use your finger to pack it on. I know, this is one of my favorite. You know what, I'm not going to say that. I like all my products. People always ask me, what's your favorite product in the line? And every time I create something new, I'm like, this is the one. This is my favorite one. But then until the next one comes out. But this truly is like such an easy product, and it's just
going to test your products while you're here.
Yeah. That is something that I have in my bag at all times, and I spritz throughout the day.
Does anybody want a spritz? Anybody? Spritz. Just gonna go play with people. Right?
You do.
Okay,
Spritz
I'll
away.
Who wants to try this? You want to try it?
Angela, I don't have my mascara that was in the bag.
This is my favorite. This is like my favorite thing.
Am I blind, or am I like just not seeing it?
Doesn't it feel so good? Yeah.
Yeah. Just gonna apply some mascara. This is the Lashful mascara.
Oh, now look, everybody was quiet at first. Oh, we got 100 hands up. Told y'all this is my favorite one. Okay, where we at? Yeah. Who else? Well, I'm here. I'll keep asking you questions from over here.
Okay.
Anybody else? So is this a look that you would say is a good day transitional to night look?
Oh, absolutely.
This whole bottle's about to be gone.
I mean, this is so like day to some people, and it might be night to some. So it just kind of depends on what your preference is, but I think these jewels really help it pop from like day to night for sure.
I feel like Oprah. You get a spritz. Who else? Oh, did I hurt?
So the Hydra Enhancer, it smells like jasmine, but there is no perfume in there. It's all just the jasmine essential oil, so you're not going to break out from it. And it is alkaline-based water. I don't know how familiar you guys are with alkaline water, but it's like 10 times more hydrating than regular water. So when you are washing your skin and it's leaving that dry effect, that's what a lot of setting sprays will do without you realizing it. So you want to make sure that you are using something that is also good for your skin while you're setting it in.
All right.
So I'm just going to quickly fill in her brows. I know she's a brow girl, and so am I, and I could be here 20 minutes spending time on the brows. But we don't have that much time, so we're going to do a simple fill-in, and I'm also going to use the minimalist palette for that as well. I'm just going to take the brown, and I'll mix a little bit of the black. And we're going to lightly accentuate her brows.
Okay, I'm back. Half the bottle's gone, but
there's more where that came from. It's okay.
It's literally my favorite thing. All right. We all got refreshed. Been walking around Beautycon all day long, feet hurt. Skin starting to look dry.
The minimalist palette is probably our best seller because it's so universal. You can use it on your eyes. I use this as blush every single day. You can use it on your brows. You can use this to contour. It's just very, very universal. So if you guys have never tried it out, you will be hooked on it. So I'm just using it to define her brows a bit. Girl, it takes me forever to do brows. Let me tell you, I'm just like, I'm under pressure. But you have good brows
This topaz is everything.
That topaz is everything.
So good.
Yeah. Don't you love how I'm like complimenting my own stuff right now?
I'm just
like, oh yeah, it's everything.
Everything.
But really, I fell in love when I first started playing with them.
Tell us about your collaboration now with ULTA and how cool is it that now you're going to be able to be in the big store like that?
It's very exciting. We've been online only since we first launched. The only store we have is Namie's Beauty Center, which is a small store in Sherman Oaks. And that's because I used to work there so long ago. I was like doing makeup on people there. So ULTA was the first store we decided to get into because it was really important for me to go into a store that really like cares about the smaller brands too. And they're so, I mean, we're here today, you know, with Beautycon. So it's a great opportunity. They always provide great opportunities like that for us. And I think for me, like, the most important thing for me is brand awareness because I know the quality of my products. I know what I've created. There's a lot of thought and, you know, again, quality put into it. So it's for me, it's like brand awareness is like the most important thing for me. And they really help, you know, get the name out there as far as Elcie Cosmetics goes.
Clarissa, I want to know where you going tonight because your face is getting beat right now. You got to go somewhere cute. There's a happy hour somewhere around this.
Right? I'm just going to carve out her brows a bit. Where's my concealer? Okay.
You like to use the concealer, a lighter concealer or the same concealer that you use under the eye?
I use the same one. I don't go lighter just, again, because I want it to look like her skin. And I don't want it to look white underneath her eye, underneath her brows. So I just take a little bit of the concealer. I like the carving of the brows. It's definitely a preference thing. I think it just makes everything look so clean and put together.
So using the same concealer that you use underneath your eye to carve out the brow, over the brow line.
Yeah.
Not that hard white. Y'all know who we're talking about. Look.
I mean, you know, Instagram and in person. It goes
she's
back
like,
to that.
You do it at home, huh? You do that hard white carve out. Yeah, you do. Like, I'm going to look at your Instagram right after this. I'm going to find that page.
So when you want to get a good Instagram shot, you sometimes need it. But
I love how she's saving y'all after everything I'm shutting down. Like,
I'm just, because I'm both, right? Because I'm like an influencer, but then I'm a brand owner and creator, and I love makeup, but I've done bridal makeup. So I know the struggle and the balance of the both, and I appreciate both.
what would you say as you're seeing different makeup trends happening right now, or really, what are the makeup trends that you see probably lasting? Do you see us continuing to do neon eyes and it's like something that's going to stay?
I don't think so. I think color is always a trend, bright colors. Is bronze ever going to go out of style? Probably not. You know, is liner ever going to go out of style? Probably not. But I think anything that has to do with color and brightness is definitely trending. But, you know, that takes us back to Elcie and having it be a very classic brand. So we don't do anything eccentric with our brand. The lippies we launched, we have 6 shades that, again, are very wearable shades and nothing eccentric. So we're a very classic brand, and we don't really follow the trend. We create things that we know the consumers need and want and will always be able to use.
Yeah. I actually appreciate that because that means I'm actually going to use that more than a color. Like, how many times am I really going to be doing a yellow eyeshadow?
Beautycon every year.
Yeah, for today. But for
You can
every
rock
day, it would be
You
this.
can rock it, you know? Like, some people can rock color every day, and, like, I love that and I appreciate it. But not everybody can, you know? So, your face.
Where you going, sis? Where you going? You're just going to Ralph's. She's
You're
like, but
amazing.
Roxy, I like my hot pink eyeshadow when I go to Ralph's. Aisle 9 be popping.
Smile for me.
There's a reason why they only gave me one panel to moderate. They were like, she's going to act too ignorant during all the other ones.
I love it.
Thank you.
Can you come with
Well,
me to all my
I saved the
tutorials?
energy for you.
I love it. I like you. I'm taking you home.
Okay.
Not like that, girl. You know.
What panel this turned into?
But let me tell you, I need someone like you to.
Everybody needs a Roxy.
Everybody needs a Roxy. Yeah.
I make my own doll.
I need you in my like tutorials. I need you on my YouTube. I need you on my IGTV.
Yeah. Do that.
I'm using the Warmth in here as her blush. Like I said, this is like my go-to brush. But again, it's eyeshadow, not blush, ideally. So you want to use a very, very light hand and don't go like too much with it. And then now we're going to use your favorite product.
My favorite.
The Hydra Enhancer.
Sorry, I use a lot.
Okay, close.
There's
And
some
you wanna-
greedy people on that aisle over there that just wanted like 10 sprays.
You want to like spritz it at a distance where your face is like not dripping, you know? But I also layer the hell out of this, so I go all out. And then with all the powders and the makeup and all that you put on the skin, you want it to look like skin and not like powder. So it's almost really, really, it's like an essential to spray it and have your skin look like skin again with all the powders that you've applied. And then comes the fun part, the highlighter. All right, so
I personally like to look like a Krispy Kreme donut when I'm walking out.
I don't go
That's just
moderate with
me.
highlighter. I go
Okay.
moderate with skin, but not highlighter. So
Anybody else? Like the unicorn Krispy Kreme look? It's my favorite. I'm telling you, it's my favorite. I'm so serious.
I love it.
Okay.
I mean, who doesn't love highlighter? I don't know if there's anyone
right?
who doesn't. No?
Yeah. Some people like a lot of contour, you know. They like their
You have
nose
more
to look like
highlight?
Michael Jackson. I just like the Krispy Kreme. It's just-
I like it. And I like Krispy Kreme. Your nose, yeah.
No, your nose is cute. We didn't contour it too much.
I
you know,
know.
you see
You're-
some
you're
people that
so
contour
cute.
their nose too
But
much,
like
and
that's
you like,
the fun part of makeup that, you know, you have a cute nose, but you like to snatch it, you know? So what we're gonna do is just gonna take Soul. There's 2 shades in this. There's Soul and Luna.
I have
Luna's
Soul
a-
on right now.
Do you really?
Oh wait, is it Luna? Oh, I have
Is it
Luna on right now.
I
Yes.
love it. So it's like not pink and it's not gold. It almost looks like skin when you apply it.
Is there certain places where you're supposed to apply your highlight? I put it everywhere. I mess
I
up.
like to put it everywhere too, but I also do strategic. You don't want to go too much in this area if you're oily, because then you're gonna look really shiny overall. So you know the forehead. So when the light hits it, it just looks like your whole skin is glistening.
That's what I'm doing wrong. I'm learning so much right now. Are you guys learning like I'm learning? I know I'm
glad.
doing stand-up comedy up here too, but I'm really, really learning.
All right, I just take my finger and I just.
I'll be doing a
Right.
comedy show at the Comedy Store later on this weekend. Be sure to see me. Just play. So pretty.
Yeah, we're getting there.
So
Let's
pretty.
see that.
Now wait, highlighter after you hydrate and spray?
Sometimes I do both. I'll do it like before and after. But when you do it before, it helps your skin get a little bit tacky again. So then like the highlighter is even more poppy.
Okay.
Yep. But then I'll spray it again and let it like melt back into the skin. I think we're good. We're just gonna do a little bit of the bottom shadow. Look up for me. It smells good, yeah? So I'm just adding a little bit of the tone up underneath the eyes. Spraying it on my people. I love it.
We had a request.
Look up.
Am I busting out of this yet? Thought I felt like I was coming out of this.
And if you guys haven't tried this mascara, you're missing out.
Oh, I like that the wand is really, really small so that you can really catch those bottom lashes.
Yeah, and it takes like 0 effort for you to build your lashes. You don't need to go at it for an hour. but I'm a mascara girl. I'm like, I don't put lashes because I'm lazy, like I said, but I'm a mascara girl, so it's really, really important for me to have a good mascara, so the average person is not putting on lashes when they're leaving the house, so it's just really easy to apply and use. Just gonna add a little bit of the highlight in her tear duct.
I love that it's not clunky either. It's a really good mascara.
Thank you. You haven't tried that one?
No, I haven't tried this yet.
I really have to hook you up then.
I'm about to be sponsored by Elcie. I'm doing tutorials after this.
Okay. We just have one more thing left, and that is the gloss.
Oh, I don't want to say goodbye yet, though.
Oh, we can
Take
hang
your time.
out. We can hang out. Have you tried them yet?
I haven't.
No.
Oh, you have them?
I
Oh, you haven't tried them yet. Today's your lucky day.
love. Well, you get to keep these because I'm going to use them on you. So I have 2 nudes, 2 peaches, and then 2 pinks. So I'm going to use the darker nude. And these are basically, think about a lipstick being crushed with a lip gloss. That's kind of like what it is. It's very, very pigmented. Lasts forever on the lips.
Like a velvety finish texture?
No,
or-
it's a glossy finish.
Glossy finish?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're lip vinyls. They're basically lip lacquers, so they're kind of like glosses, but with a lot of pigment. So I'm going to use Terra, which is our darker nude, on the outside. And then we're going to go with our peachy shade right in the middle. But these shades just last forever on the lips. Even if the gloss at some point fades, the color will still be there.
So even if you're kissing on a really cute boy, they'll still stay on your lips?
I mean, depends. Depends. When you say kissing,
Kissing? What are you talking
you mean like a
kissing?
peck, right? Yeah, it'll last.
Kissing on a boy.
It'll last.
Not making out. Gosh. It's a family show, Lilit.
This show right today is like going in all sorts of directions.
Made her day.
You did.
Hopefully Ulta will have me back next year. I might have gotten fired during this panel.
Give me both. All right, I'm just going to take a little bit of Paige, which is our peach. And it's cute. The shades,
So
the
pretty.
shade names are named after girls. So like Sandy and Tara and Cora and Angel and Paige, and they're all descriptive of the colors. So Paige is a peach, Cora is a coral, Sandy is a sand nude, Tara is a terracotta. So it's easy for you guys to be able to like distinguish.
Really, really pretty. Can you tell me those colors that you're using on her
This
again?
I used Tara, and now I'm using Paige in the middle. So adding a little bit of peachiness to it. Just press them together. I think we're done.
I love it.
I wish I could keep applying, but I think I'm done.
Sometimes lip glosses tend to feel like really tacky.
It feels like there's nothing there. Yeah. Awesome.
I remember that one lip gloss back in the day. I used to be real tacky.
Was it
All
the
your
MAC, the
hair-
clear one?
See, I wasn't trying to drop no names, but since you're hating on other brands right now.
No, that was the jam when I was in high school. Like just the clear, thick
It's
gloss.
not that,
you
though.
know?
It doesn't stick.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think we're done, though.
How does she look, y'all?
Those are quick and easy one, but you look beautiful.
I love it.
Love it.
It looks you look absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I hope that you go to a happy hour and
Oh, I'm taking so many pictures.
taking,
In
yeah.
that case, can
Do
we
it for
get
the
some
gram.
highlight over here. Let's go all out, okay? I'm gonna.
Since they're out.
Oh, those girls have been on display anything all day.
No,
you ain't covering anything.
They have to be part of the party.
They've been part of the party.
That's it. You gotta
They've been
glow
here.
all over, okay? Okay. I
Oh,
promise
y'all
I'm done.
fired.
I'm gonna
It's
touch
been great hanging out with y'all this Beautycon year. I don't know if I'll be back next year.
No, you look
What do you
great.
guys think? Round of applause.
Yay! Thank you guys. Here,
We aim to please.
check it out.
So once again, we'll be able to see all of these products and more at Ulta,
Ulta.com.
ulta.com, starting today. Big round of applause,
Thank
Lilit,
you guys. Thank you guys for being here.
Clarissa.
Thank you guys for
Congratulations.
watching. Thank you.
And I love it. I'm gonna take all this home. Okay,
it's all
guys.
yours. It's all yours.
Thank you guys so much
Have
for joining
fun.
us.
Have fun today for the
You
rest
guys
of the
can
day.
check
Enjoy.
out her